Hello everyone, welcome to our first podcast. This is the Bahrain Grand Prix podcast show. So yeah, I'm just waiting for everyone to get in, join the room. Here I am on video. I'm a pretty bugger, aren't I? Woo! Everything's gonna load. If you're on Discord, you can join in on the voice chat. Let us know any topics you want to talk about. Have no idea how long this show's going to go, guys. It could be 5 minutes. It's not going to be 5 minutes. But it could be, 10, 15 minutes. Could be half an hour. And if anything gets, if we get more people along the way, we get more people along the way. That's how it works. So Bahrain wasn't a crazy race. It was a crazy race. There was also some insane things that happened in the first two laps. So I've put together a little bit of an audio clip of what happened, with some pictures, of course. So if you didn't get to see, or you haven't seen what's happened already, check this out. They're out. Both Ferraris get a pretty decent start. Looks like Hamilton got a boost of a start there as he slips up into the middle of the pack. Vettel leads. Bottas is in third right now. Raikkonen's lost a position. Gasly's coming up beside the Ferrari, and he manages to go to fourth. So Ricciardo loses a position. We've got a Haas out wide during turn two. Great start there from the Ferrari. Gasly's on fire. Hamilton had a blast of a start. We've got a Force India spun around as they've hit the back of another car. But Sebastian Vettel is leading this race. Bottas has gotten second. We've got Raikkonen third. Ricciardo stays fourth. Gasly's in fifth now. Gasly almost got up to third. He was side by side with Raikkonen on turn one. Great start there from Gasly. Hamilton's out wide. Verstappen's out wider. Lots of sparks flying everywhere. Verstappen and Hamilton are wheel to wheel through turn one. Looks like Verstappen's pushed Hamilton just a little bit wide through two. But Verstappen gets the overtake on Hamilton. They're going side by side again on the straight. The Mercedes has way more power. Verstappen is struggling. I think there's a puncture somewhere. Yes, Ricciardo's parked up as well. What has happened here? Lap two, Red Bulls look to be out of this race. We get a picture of Verstappen limping past Ricciardo as he's parked on the side of the road.
Oh, mate, puncture.
Copy, Max. Copy. Okay, try and limp it home. I'll get back to you.
Oh, mate, I'm in force neutral.
Shift up. Shift up.
This is our first episode, so we're going to make some pretty horrible mistakes. So yeah, I was just saying that was the Bahrain race. That was just a little bit of a package I put together. Yeah, it was an insane couple of laps, and we lost Daniel Ricciardo and we lost Max Verstappen straight away. Daniel Ricciardo, sorry, we lost him to he had complete engine failure. So it's just like his car just turned off. You saw his wheel just go completely dark, and he had to go off to the side of the road. And yeah, Daniel at the end of the he got interviewed later on, and he said, it sucks even more because it's a night race, because you're sitting there and you're waiting all day, and then you wait the extra time during the night, and then you race on your last 2 minutes. And he said it's just like getting your heart ripped out. So yeah, my man Danny from Aussie, he wasn't he was having a bad day. So yeah, that was Daniel Ricciardo. And Max Verstappen, he got into a clash with Hamilton. They were battling side by side coming up, and then Alonso sort of was in the mix as well, and then Max was sort of understeering. They ran out of room. There was nowhere for Hamilton to go. At the time, I called it a racing incident, but yeah, Max wasn't as happy with that. I've got some quotes here, and sort of the explanation that the website puts it, and I'll read it. It says here, the touch was light, but enough to puncture Verstappen's tyre, which then led to damage as the Red Bull man limped his way back to the pits, ultimately prompting Verstappen's retirement from the race. Yep, that's what happened. And then, quoting, due to the hit with Lewis, we sustained more severe damage than just the puncture. That was Verstappen. He goes on to say, from the start, I was enjoying the feel of the car and finding the gaps, and it was shaping up to be an exciting race. I had a good toe on the straight. The last corner was really good, so it allowed me to stay close to Lewis. He continued on saying, we got a bit squeezed, but from the middle to the end of the corner I was ahead, which is true. I then felt a nudge from behind and could feel the puncture and therefore knew the race was likely over. In my opinion, there was plenty of room for both of us to go around that corner, and to say no action taken is a bit harsh, as I am now out of the race due to that contact on my left rear. If it was the other way around, he said, I'm sure he would want it looked into, explaining about Hamilton. Hamilton thought Verstappen had been too forceful with the move. He's saying he's going to have to rewatch it. He really didn't want to comment on the heat of the moment, but he did say that coming into the corner, he realised that there was, he was going to run out of room, so he did back off. And after watching it live and watching the replays, I totally think there was nothing wrong with Hamilton's move. He did what he could. He tried to get out. Verstappen was pretty aggressive at that moment, so that's just the way it went. And yeah, I thought it was a racing incident. The FIA thought it was a racing incident, so I guess we'll just keep it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you've been watching later. Yeah, do you think it should have been a penalty for Hamilton? Do you think Verstappen was being too rough? Let us know. So yeah, that was the Verstappen incident, and that was only like lap 2. We had a whole bunch of other things going on. Gasly and I think it was one of the Haas cars, Magnussen or Grosjean. They were fighting side by side. Gasly ended up being a little bit too rough, running them off the road. So Gasly ended up getting a 10-second time penalty. I think it was 10 seconds. Sorry, it wasn't Gasly, it was Hartley. Why would I say Gasly? Gasly came 4th. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, it says here, who is talking here? Perez, saying after Gasly, why I keep calling him Gasly? After Hartley, knocked him off. So pretty much ruined his race. Hartley, whose car was also damaged, was handed an in-race 10-second stop-go penalty, as I said, for cause of the incident. They ended up going across the checkered flag in 12th and 13th, respectively. So Perez was just ahead of Hartley. But with the penalties applied, they dropped to the bottom of the race results in 16th and 7th. So they both got a penalty. Well, there you go. Perez, 12th on the grid, was handed a 30-second post-race time penalty. Didn't know that. I didn't see that when I first was reading this. A 30-second post-race time penalty for overtaking Hartley. 11th during the formation lap. Oh, that was a further incident happened later on. So that's why Perez got the penalty, and making no noticeable effort to allow car 28 to regain position. And then obviously Hartley had the incident again with Perez having the 10 seconds. So that's why they dropped back down at the end. So yeah, it's kind of weird to have penalties handed out to you because of what happened on the formation lap. I haven't seen any video of anything that happened there, but yeah, you can't be overtaking people, and you need to obviously hand the position back, says the FIA. So yeah, that's why, if you wondered why they ended up down so low in the final positions, that's why. Now I've got an awesome subscriber. His name is Daniel Butler. He did an awesome what do you call it? An Excel spreadsheet. He did a really good Excel spreadsheet of the finishing positions and the starting positions and overall, points. So let's see if he picked up on this as well. Finishing positions for Perez. He did. So, Daniel Butler, you're an awesome champion. I can put it on the screen briefly, I imagine. I can. Hopefully I don't ruin the stream too much. But I can show you a bit of the Excel spreadsheet. So there it is. So as you can see, Bahrain, Vettel second. I think we've got a bit of a typo there, bro. But anyway, as you can see, we've got Perez 16th. And who was it? Hartley in 17th. So there you go. So yeah, we obviously had 3 DNFs. We've talked about Ricciardo, we've talked about Verstappen, and then the other DNF was Kimi Räikkönen. He had a pretty bad incident in the pits. He ran over one of his pit crew. So his back right wheel didn't come off. So another pit stop error with Ferrari gear. Raikkonen was unsafely released during free practice 2. So that ended his free practice too early. And then they couldn't get the soft tyre off the back of the car. Haas, interestingly, who had the 2 cross threads in Australia, used the same gear as Ferrari, but they had no issue. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of looking like there might be an issue with Ferrari's either protocol or their gear that they're using. But yeah, he ran over one of his guys because the wheel was still off. For some reason, he was given the green light. As Kimi said after an interview, all he does is he looks at that green light and he goes. He's not worrying about anything else. That's not his job. Fair enough, Kimi. So yeah, the guy's leg broke. And if there is video out there of when it happened, and I've still got the live recording, I might share it on the Discord. So that's also another point. Get on the Discord because you'll see stuff you can't see on YouTube, basically. You can see the guy's leg just hyper extend backwards, totally breaking his leg. So you might be wondering, were they handed any penalties? Yes, they were. They were handed a $50,000 penalty for unsafely releasing and causing and endangering their team personnel. So the quote was asked to Kimi why he'd been released early. He said, "I don't know. We'll see. My job is to go when the light changes green. That's the only thing that we look at." Fair enough. He just said, unfortunately, one of the guys paid a hefty price for the mistake. I'm sure there is the best possible people to take care of him. Hopefully he gets better, he added. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I heard at the end of the Sky broadcast that he was okay. He did have a broken leg, but, he was conscious and okay. So I haven't heard any updated information on that. If you do, let's share it in the comments below. But yeah, terrible thing. Raikkonen obviously then had to leave his car because he was unsafely released. And yeah, that was the end of Raikkonen, which left us with an incredible final few laps in the Grand Prix because we had Hamilton now third and Bottas chasing down the only Ferrari left in the race, which was Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel held on for about 39 laps on soft tyres to win the race. And we might be thinking, Bottas, he did get into DRS at the end because they both ran the white medium softs, meaning they could run a one-stop strategy from when they pitted. That was the end of... Sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts around here. Bottas, he didn't catch up. He did say in an interview afterwards that he was having overheating issues, not the engine specifically, but was the tyres overheating. So he was on the medium white softs on the one-stop strategy. I think he was having more issues when he was coming up behind Vettel more than anything. If you saw the Dirty Air video I made, or if you're, versed in Formula 1 physics, you might understand why that's happening. But it seems to be a bit of a bigger issue for Mercedes than it is Ferrari. Because Ferrari, how Vettel got those yellow soft tyres working for 39 laps. It was a miracle. I thought they were going to explode explaining to everyone on stream that I think they are going to explode. But anyway, that didn't happen. He did make the end. Bottas couldn't make the overtake work. He said, obviously, overheating issues. It's obviously a Mercedes issue. So yeah, do you think? But what I want to know from you guys: should Bottas maybe pushed a little harder? Should he have put his nose in there maybe a little bit more? Should he have been a little bit rougher? Should he have frazzled the German driver a little bit more? And yeah, I'm surprised Hamilton didn't get up there at the end either. So what did happen with Hamilton though? And it all started about 10 laps from the end as well. He was wondering, because he went the white softs as well. The team pretty much kept telling him, by the end of the race, you're going to overtake Vettel. And that would have happened if Vettel pitted, but he didn't. And we heard some very interesting radio messages, and it sort of started around here. I'll play them for you.
So Raikkonen had a problem at the pit stop, so out of contention for the moment. So Raikkonen retired. Raikkonen has retired.
So yeah, that was just after Raikkonen had his issue, so that's not the right one. Let's play this one.
Yeah, just trying to understand what I've got to do. Pick up pace or not.
Okay, Lewis, so you need to target low 34s. Low 34s. If you can let us know your tag mode to achieve those lap times, we can make a decision.
I get that I've got to do a low 34, buddy, but I'm doing a 34.3. Is that enough?
Yeah, copy that, Lewis. So you're doing the target lap time. Just need to know how hard you're pushing.
Driving to target.
Hi Lewis, it's James. The main thing at the moment is Vettel may not stop. Just go to tag 2, tell me what lap times it ends up being, and we'll see where we get to.
Like I said, I'm driving to target. That means that I am in tag 2.
Being smart there. But, yeah, this is the point where Raikkonen's out of the race. Hamilton is wondering, when am I going to lead again? Or when am I going to at least be coming second? And then they realise, you know what, Vettel's probably not going to pit. And he doesn't. And then, just after that message, we heard this from Bottas.
So, good job. Let's just start closing Vettel down.
So it was closing him down. Lewis was then back on the radio again. More tennis radio.
Please let me know if I'm on target and I'm close.
Sorry, Lewis, I could just hear wind noise. Just hear wind noise.
I mean, we could hear it at home. A minute later, he gets back on the radio.
I feel like you guys aren't really giving much of a picture. I don't know what I'm doing out here.
Okay, Lewis, the target is 34.0. We need to get that pace up, otherwise we will not make the catch. Just focus on getting through these cars ahead, losing as little time as possible.
So yeah, he had some traffic to contend with at this point. The race was coming to a close. Sebastian Vettel now comes on the radio. Ooh, it's about 3-4 minutes later. A couple of laps later.
Come on, get me blue flag.
I wanted to play that. Sebastian Vettel's favourite quote. Play the blue flag. Guess what Lewis Hamilton says next?
So just keep your head down. I don't know if Vettel's going to fall off at that tyre curve. He's 30 laps on that soft tyre now.
I thought that was the one where Hamilton asked for the blue flag as well. So yeah, now we're getting very close to the end of the race, and Mercedes are thinking there is absolutely no way Vettel can make it to the end. Absolutely no way. How is he going to make those softs last that long? Because Mercedes can't. They definitely struggled on the yellow. Hamilton gets back on the radio.
These guys get blue flags.
Hey, Lewis, they should be getting them.
Now Bottas.
You can do this, Valtteri, for 4 laps remaining. When you need it, go strap 4. We'll give you the max overtake, but not until you need it.
So he's given party mode, as we're calling it. It's pretty much just the overtake button. Valtteri Bottas is getting within DRS range. He gets there within the next 2 laps. But he just can't make the overtake done. Lewis Hamilton now gets back on the radio, frustrated, not knowing what's going on.
So the gaps of the cars ahead, 7.5 seconds. They are battling.
For some reason, they kept telling him that. I'd be really annoyed as a driver if that was what happened. And then, actually, that was it. I thought there was more complaining from Hamilton, but it wasn't. At the end of the race, though, he was pretty calm and collected, and he was really happy with his performance, considering he started ninth. He did finish third, got on the podium, and he was really grateful that his car just didn't break when him and Verstappen had an accident. So, yeah, you know, Hamilton had a really good race, and it was helped by the unfortunate incident at Ferrari. But Vettel did an amazing job to get those tyres to last to the very end. But the very last thing we need to talk about is Pierre Gasly. That man got driver of the day. Honda power. Somehow he gets his Toro Rosso from, I think he started 6th. He finishes 4th in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Awesome points haul for the Toro Rosso team. They couldn't ask for anything better. I think Hartley, he did finish 12th, but he got the penalty, so 16th in the end. So yeah, Gasly's on an awesome start of the year. The Frenchman, drive of his life. Yeah, it's going to probably open up a lot of doors for him, and it'll be interesting to see where Gasly can put the Toro Rosso in China, because there's a very long straight in Shanghai. So yeah, let's see what the power of the Honda can do. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty much the Formula One Grand Prix in Bahrain. I was hoping a little bit more people would have joined once they heard the news on Discord, but that's okay. This thing was sort of not planned very well. But yeah, this was our first podcast for the Formula One season. But I'd just like to thank Robin Visser as well for the first donation. As you can see, your name will be permanently up on the screen until there's another 10 people that donate. So yeah, thank you very much, Robin. You're pretty much your #1 ticket holder on this channel, dude. But yeah, I'd really like to thank everyone that subscribed, that enjoyed the live stream from the race. Don't forget, we do it every single day. Every single weekend there's a race on. So we'll be doing it in Shanghai, qualifying in Grand Prix. If you are new, don't forget to check out Discord. Discord link in the description. You just need to verify your email, and then you'll have access to a whole bunch of stuff. An awesome community of motorsport fans. And I'll probably get that Raikkonen clip up for everyone to see. If you want to see it though, you're going to have to be in the Discord. So yeah, that's that. So thank you very much, guys. I'm Josh. This is Devil One Garage. If you want to add anything, let us know in the comments below. I'll get back to everyone, or hit me up in Discord. I'm always up for a chat anytime. You're all welcome. So I'll see you guys in our next video. And yeah, let us know what you think. And yeah, I've had fun. I'll catch you later.